This is Alec Kinsky here with the season ticket and the circuit. We're sitting down on the short circuit here with Ramel Lloyd Jr. Ramel, we're all going through coronavirus together. I guess I'll start by asking you, simply how have you been passing the time, and what have you been doing to get through this unique situation?
Well, luckily, I've been fortunate enough to be able to have gym access every day. So I'm in the gym every day working out with my guys. So just basically passing the time, just in the gym, getting better, basically.
It's probably music to your future coach's ears. You're transferring to Dream City Christian,
Yes.
play for Kyle Weaver, second-year program, had a really good, solid first year. A lot of talent around you as well. What went into that decision transferring to Dream City? And, what are you looking to accomplish there?
Well, I've always wanted to play a national schedule and play high-level guys every day and practice with high-level guys and just be on a team with a bunch of guys that I felt like had the same goals and dreams as me. So basically that went into it. The coaching staff, I felt like I can trust them and they had my best interest in mind. So my goals for Dream City probably be, win the grind session, of course. I want to potentially be invited to Geico, things like that. So
when you think about the talent around you, with Alex Tachiku and Arthur Kaluma, and I know you guys are going to have more talent brought in before the fall comes. How do you feel like that impacts your game? Are you excited to play around, elite talent?
Yes, definitely. I've always wanted to do that. And having guys like that with the size and things like that would just open my game up even more to do what I do. So that's always good to have.
Transfer to a prep school, a lot of reasons behind that. One of them can be, to get more national exposure. We have our national rankings coming out next week. You'll be in them. I know you've been kind of chirping a little bit on Twitter that, and I've heard it from not just you, but other, a lot of pundits as well, that you're underrated. Is that something you carry with you? And
Yes.
I guess what's that chip on your shoulder? Like, where do you think you should be?
Well, personally, I think I'm the best guard in my class. Unfortunately, I got hurt my freshman year and didn't have the best season. I had a good season, but I would miss half the season. AAU didn't go so well. And I just felt like I just never had the opportunity to show what I can really do at a high level. So this summer would have been big for me for sure. And then coming over to Dream City, I feel like I would get my chance to show everybody what I really can do.
You mentioned this summer would have been with, and hopefully still will be with, Vegas Elite, their 16U unit. What went into joining that program and, running in the EYBL?
Well, what goes into that is I felt at home with those guys. They're good dudes, and they told me what I can do for the team, and I like my role. My role was gonna be on the team, so that's pretty much it.
What was that role going to be? What do you want to be? What are you projecting to be right now as a position player? I know you've been pretty vocal about that, as well as, every site lists you as a small forward right now. And
yeah. So right now, because of my size, 6'6", 190, I'm really big. So at times as a sophomore, people will say you're a small forward, whatever that is. But I've played point guard basically my whole life. I happened to get really big out of nowhere, so I kind of just started growing consistently, and now I'm this tall, but I still have the same skill, same package, so I feel like I'm just a big guard.
When did that growth come, and then what was the push and pull with gaining weight as you grew?
Well, I've always been pretty tall, but I grew about like 3 inches or so before my freshman year. So I went from like 6'3" to like 6'5", 6'6". So it really, I grew a lot from 8th grade to freshman year. So
what do you feel like you do? What do you feel like you do best on the court right now?
For me right now, I would say I'm a high level scorer. I score all 3 levels. I just go. I'm in attack mode 100% all the time. I like to call myself a dog. I get after it. I do whatever it takes to win, to be honest.
Are you excited to see how your scoring might, I guess, not change, but your playing style might alter a little bit with having different talent around you, not having to take a shot that you might have had to because you don't have someone that you can rely on?
Oh no, actually, that for me, like I've always loved to play around great, like really good players. So, and in terms of less shots or like sharing the spotlight with other guys, that's perfect for me. Like that's always been what I've wanted, to be honest, to play with other guys who are at that level. So
Yeah, it's only going to lift your play.
that's only better.
Yeah, off the court, what do you like to do? What keeps your interest? I know you mentioned you're on the court pretty much all the time in coronavirus. What else do you like to get at?
I'm either playing basketball or playing video games, but everything I do really revolves around basketball. Like if I'm at home, I'm watching YouTube highlights. I'm playing 2K. Like everything I do is basketball. Basically, it's my life. So
Very cool. We're gonna have a segment here appreciating some of the late '80s and '90s ballers. So we'll hopefully be educating the youth. I got to remind myself that you guys weren't even really aware of Kobe and the Kobe and Shaq era. So it's it's nuts. So I'm glad you're doing your research.
oh yeah.
When you look at next year, I mean, what would make it a success? Then I guess the next year from now, before would be going into your final year of grassroots. What's going to make between now and then a success for you?
I just want to really get on the radar and get. I feel like you said, I'm very underrated, and I just want to get everything that I feel like I deserve and grow as a player. I already have. Fortunately, with being not ranked as high as I felt I should be, whatever, I still have a lot of offers from like big time schools or programs. So
Might be because the coaches know.
Yeah, maybe so. So I don't necessarily have to worry about that, which is really good for me. But when it comes to rankings and playing at these different events and Elite 100 and stuff like that, that's what I want to get into.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. Do you model your game after anyone? Do you have a favorite player?
My favorite player is LeBron James. I don't think anybody should model their game. I mean, he's just different. There's no way anybody. There's not ever gonna be another LeBron James.
Of course.
So. But if I had to model my game, it varies because, as you get older, things change. So hopefully if I get to be around 6'8", good big 6'7", 6'8", I would definitely look to be like a Tracy McGrady, Jason Tatum type player.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I like that comparison. Also like the, you seem to be growing weight-wise with your height, and, you eventually a Paul George type body projects as well. So, I guess I'll wrap it up here. I won't ask I could care less where you go to school. I don't really care who's recruiting you. When you get recruited, what's the best way to recruit Ramel Lloyd? What's as you're learning more about this, and I know your family's learning more about, probably the process of getting recruited. What's the ideal way to recruit you?
For me, for me, when it comes to recruiting in college, I just want to go somewhere as a high-level program where I know I could come in right away and make a difference and make an impact. Any Power 5 or anything like that is perfect for me. I don't want to be like a guy that has to go to a blue blood or has to it doesn't even matter. I just want to somewhere I can go right away and play against the best.
Yeah, and you've seen a lot of guys not going the blue blood route, and that works perfectly fine for them. So I think, that's refreshing to hear. So Ramel, I appreciate the time. I'm sure we'll catch up on the circuit as well, and then we'll be covering you this season for the season ticket for high school as well. So take care, man.
Thank you. You too.